Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Copy Corner with your host, Terry Schilling.
And Dan Marzullo.
This is our corner of the internet where we share copywriting, writing, marketing tips to help you more effectively, creatively, strategically. And today we are going to address a very, common, I guess you'd say problem, Dan, when it comes with writers. We're talking about writer's block and how to smash through it. And, I've came across this book called How to Write a Lot by Dr. Paul Silva. And it was really interesting to me because he was talking about how many psychologists think that writer's block isn't a real condition. It's that writers have more of a discipline problem. And so it's interesting because it's just this common phrase when it comes to like creativity, especially with copywriters, content writers, of having writer's block. So how do we beat that? But when you peel back those layers, it really does feel it could be more of that discipline problem and how we structure things and how we, take time to write something and maybe come back to it later. So today, guys, on this episode, Dan and I are going to share some ways that, we get through writer's block and somehow how other writers have, talked to us, how they beat it too. But Dan, I'll let you go ahead and start.
Yeah, this is a good one this week. So I think for me, the number one thing that I always do that's been the most helpful is change my environment, right? I think as freelancers and copywriters and content writers, we're used to working in the same office every day, right? You probably have a home office and you're used to just kind of doing your thing every day. So I think over time that gets kind of mundane, a good way to really spark new creativity and, just excitement is to get out of your office and work from a new place. And that can really help you crush through that writer's block. That's been super helpful for me, just kind of if I've been in my office at home, here, right, for 2 weeks. Yeah. I'll go hit a coffee shop and work there for, half a day or the full day and just changing that environment up. As simple as that sounds, just getting out and writing from somewhere else. The ideas just start flowing, after I've been kind of cooped up here for a while. So that's my first tip, Terry, is just get out of your office and go somewhere new and write.
Yeah, I think I love that one, Dan, because it's really like finding that sweet spot, like that literal spot for you. So like, with the pandemic happened, a lot of us were working from home and sometimes maybe we didn't have this setup of this home office yet. And now that it's opening up a little bit more, we can go back to the shops or, go back to the office and have that environment where we feel more productive. So I think that's a big one, regarding your environment. And we touched on it too. I want to dive into really setting a writing schedule of finding that time when you feel more, motivated to write. So whether that's mornings, whether that's afternoons, after you kind of get through your routine a little bit, working those couple of hours, blocking that off. And making sure that, you don't have those distractions. I think that's big for me, just as gaining, more experience. Sometimes I write down what I need to get done today and kind of sporadically kind of sprinkle it throughout the day and like other things get in the way. But I found like when I put my phone away from me and block off, an hour, I can really focus and get some things done. I think that just really helps, me get out of any funk necessarily, just because I know that I have that set time, to write something. So that's another one for me. We'll go ahead and switch this back and forth, Dan. What's your next one?
We'll rapid fire them off. I like it, Terry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my next one, and that was a great one too, by the way, Terry. Love it.
Appreciate it.
I would say, for me, it's caffeine, right? It's in addition to the environment, you have to be awake and alert to write and process good ideas, right? If you're dragging ass and, you're just exhausted and you're not feeling it mentally, you're probably not going to write anything that's any halfway decent, right? So get your mind state set. So, get some caffeine in you, just get energized, get ready to go, and just kind of get yourself pumped up for that activity for whatever it is that you're going to write. That's my number 2 there.
Yeah, no, I love that. I mean, whether it's coffee, whether that's tea for people, but I think it's just important to do things that like you enjoy, that make you happy, to get you more, in that positive mindset to write. So I really like that one a lot.
Absolutely. Dan. Are you a coffee or a tea guy, Terry?
I'm more of a coffee guy for sure. Tea's a little bit more in the afternoon. But even like I'll take a walk to like a coffee shop and just get decaf in the afternoon. I think something just about the warm sensation of, coffee kind of
like it. Same here. I like it.
Yeah. I want to go back because like I talked a little bit like with the psychologist Paul Silva and his book How to Write a Lot, and there's a theory that they talk about that of the creative process has 4 stages. So it's preparation, incubation, illumination, and verification. I want to focus on those first 2, the preparation and incubation, because I think this is really important. A strong outline could help you prepare and organize your thinking, because again, we have this discipline problem necessarily of how to beat writer's block. So maybe if we can't think of what to write when we're staring at this blank page, maybe it's our brain telling us, everyone, that we need to do some more research. Like, where are these ideas coming from? How can we outline this? We can't just really expect to write something, completely from scratch right away all the time. So I think that preparation aspect is important. And maybe, again, having a strong outline can really help you. And I'll go right next into the incubate station, which is really more of that inspiration stage. This is really what I was reading, that what they think writer's block is having that inspiration of creativity. And I think what was good about this one, and when I was reading, and just for me too, what I've learned, and Dan, you can attest to this too, is writing something out and then taking some time, whether that be a couple hours or the next day, to come back to it. Trying to write everything right away and trying to perfection, it's just it's really not feasible, right? And I find I've had struggles with trying to write something in a day, sending it to a client, looking back at it the next day and be like, oh, I could have cleaned this up here and there. So I think that taking those breaks, writing something, taking a break, coming back and even editing it as well, breaking that up. I think that's super important as well, to get through writer's block and just know that it doesn't have to be perfect right away. Write something and take some time away and then come back to it, to edit it and refine it.
Yeah, that's great, Terry. And I think that's a really hard one for all of us business owners or, freelancers out there, because you have these projects on your to-do list and you're just kind of in this zone. You just want to crank them out and move on to the next one, right? So it's hard a lot to be like, whoa, let's step back and revisit this, even though, like you said, that's critical to actually putting out and producing a quality piece of work, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. Dan, you got any more?
I would say my last one really is kind of going back to that mindset thing again, right? In addition to the caffeine and waking your brain up, my number 3 would be exercise, right? Get your heartbeat pumping, and that's going to stimulate you mentally and physically, right? So if you're just kind of like, man, I'm just, blank page, I'm struggling, go for a walk outside, or, go to the gym, or whatever it is you do to exercise. Just get a workout in if you hadn't already that day. Because that, again, it's just going to kind of help, stimulate those endorphins and some new things to help you kind of come back with a fresh mental state and perspective to tackle that writing prompt. Yeah.
I love the getting up for a walk. And I mean, that can just help you kind of come up with some new ideas and write some things down while you're out, being active.
Exactly.
So, the last one I'll touch on as we wrap it up, I say make things personal. So if you're really struggling with writer's block, if you're trying to write an article, or if you're trying to write a social media post and you're not sure what to do, you just think of some things that you enjoy and that you like. It's personal to you. So some references, whether that's pop culture, whether that's movies, music, baseball, the last episode of, The Office that you just watched, that's a TV show you like. See how you can include that in there. Maybe having that one thing that can make you smile, or writing it, make you laugh, can maybe strike up some new ideas and give you a new angle on a piece, or, come up with multiple ideas. I find that really effective, and it just helps me write with more of that personality and just focus on kind of where my sweet spot is with writing, whether that be for a client, whether that be for some of my personal work as well.
That's a good one, Terry. I haven't really thought about that before. I'll try it.
Yeah, there you go, man. Always learn something here at the Coffee.
Oh, yeah. All right. I'll let you know if it works.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, everyone, that's the episode today. How to smash through writer's block. It is a common, problem that we face, of staring at the blank screen. Maybe a deadline is looming and not sure where to start, where to begin. And, hopefully these exercises and ways that we described today can help you, get more motivated, strike some creativity to help, get things done for you. But Dan, anything else before we go?
Now, drop your tips below, guys, in the comments, wherever you're watching or listening to this. Whatever writer block tips you guys have that work that we haven't covered, would love to hear them. Yeah, absolutely, guys. And if you're listening on the podcast, be sure to follow us on Spotify, download us, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, leave a rating and review. We love reading those. But everybody, again, thank you guys so much for watching. Love what you do. Proceed with passion. Haven't said that in a while, Dan, I feel like. But there you go.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next episode.